Chop Shop. And we're gonna be jumping back on the Lightning today. Like I said in the last video, all I really work on is old stuff. So all I have is standard tools. So I'm gonna swing by the old Harbor Freight after I get a little workout on, grab me some tools, and we're just gonna dive right back into this bitch. So stay tuned. Old World Gym, a little home away from home. Best part about it, right there is Harbor Freight. So get this workout on and then go blow some money. Oh guys, super scored. Like 80 bucks, got me a grease gun, got me a timing light, which I've never had, grease gun, which I've never had, and I've never greased Sandy's front end since assembly. Grease for said grease gun. Got me some metric sockets. And for free, since I'm a member, I actually got a 3/8 torque wrench, which is super awesome. So that card is super, super worth it. Every time I go in there, I get something of value for free. Now, as excited as I am that I kind of just scored, as you guys know, I'm super, super cheap. So like any tools I buy, like, and most of Sandy's parts have all been like selling and flipping stuff. And I was sitting on like 75 bucks from just some random shit that I sold. So I only spent like $12 of my own like actual money and got like $100+ worth of stuff. So that's super nice. However, as you see, it's just absolutely downpouring snow. My plan was to work on Lucy, which is the name of the Lightning. Was gonna work on that all night and really get some progress done, but I got called into work. So that is unfortunate. So it's not gonna be until tomorrow. But tomorrow, we're gonna get that engine and transmission out, get some work done. So I'll see you then. Man, this sucks. You're supposed to be drinking beer and banging your mom right now. I mean, drinking beer and working in the garage. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Me and your mom, there's nothing going on between me and your mom. All right, finally getting some garage time. What do you want? Guys, what I say, or I mean when I say I make all money off flipping and selling alcohol stuff, I'll bring home pallets and I'll just paint them, and with vinyl I'll just put some sort of odd, clever saying on that. Zip some hooks on them, and I call them a hat rack or a coffee cup, coffee mug holder. And I'll put like 40 bucks on these bad boys. And basic white girls go crazy over it. But yeah, I just pull these out of the dumpster, and that's what I use to buy random shit. So bring junk home, make it look like it's something from a craft store, put too high of a price on it, make you some money. Anyway, let's get back to this LS swap. No LS swap. Honestly, I don't know how you guys are like still watching YouTube videos. I don't mean to be a dick, but like, I don't understand how you can watch so many channels but do the same thing over. It's just LS swap, LS swap, LS swap, LS swap, LS swap. I generally don't get it. Like, you have to be bored out of your goddamn minds at this point. But anyway, enough bitching and being a douchebag. Back on the Lightning. And like I said, I acquired some tools. And I'm going to, by the end of the episode, I think I would like to have engine and trans out, engine on a stand, assuming I have bolts to make that happen. And I might, again, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I might try and strip down the doghouse. Speaking of doghouse, what you doing? What are you doing in there? Don't eat that. Hey. But yeah, guys, I can't really like drag you along underneath, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and get the cross member unbolted, all the bolts and stuff down there undone. And what, you want to help? You want to help? You're being a good garage dog thus far. You are. You don't mind it out here at all. But yeah, when we get to the point where I can pull this engine and trans and check back in when I'm to that point. Alright y'all, I think about got her ready to pull. I'm sure I probably forgot something somewhere, like maybe getting this out of the way. At this point in time, I do have some tension on her. She is out of her mounting surfaces. I'm going to jack the trans up in the back, probably spill fluid all over, and hopefully I'm just going to pull her on out. So I lied a little bit. I was kind of just being lazy. I had undone the little pedestal basically that the transmission sits on. It goes right here, and I was thinking I was going to get over it. Not so much. So transmission cross member, I should have taken out in the first place, but it was like 6 bolts I didn't feel like messing with. Boom! We have success. And I only made all of the mess. Every bit of it that I could have possibly made, I made. Go figure. Could have simply probably just taped a grocery sack on the end of that, but I forgot until it was too late. I'm sure you saw, was it you? Who was it that was holding on here? Very last. What an annoying little piece this guy was. You see, it's got, this clip was already broke. I broke this side getting it out. But this clip was on the inside of right here. So like there was almost no way to get into it. What a pain in the rear. But I get this transmission off of here. Get this thing on a stand. Why can I never talk? I don't know why I do YouTube. Alright, so separating the transmission from the engine. I was trying to get the torque converter bolts, but with the little spacer plate in here, it was just fighting me. I couldn't get on there, and I was afraid to strip those bolts. So, I'm going to slide this out of the way, make even more of a mess, and then hopefully that'll allow me to spin the little spacer plate around here enough that I can get into those bolts a little bit better, get this torque converter off. We'll get this bad boy up on the engine stand. Alright, at this point in time, moved on to air. You know my relationship between me and this truck fights me tooth and nail every time I lay any sort of brake on it. This thing is a nightmare for me. I'm getting this torque converter off, dang it. Oh, I got it. Got it. I was working on stripping it. Just about didn't get it. Dang it. Oh. Got the bitch. Right to the floor drive.
Victor Jr.'s smaller, port size actually picked up a little bit of torque, a low 45.
Yuck. Why does my garage always look like this now? Boom. Alright guys, so I'm out of floor dry, gonna kind of let that do what it can. I've got some floor dry I can steal from over there, push it over here, soak some of this up. But I think at this point in time, while that soaks up, and I'm gonna have to clean the garage again, I'm gonna go ahead and rip these heads off and probably give this motor a spin and see if there's any scoring or anything on the piston walls. Because this thing had an injector stick open on it and it just flooded the oil and the entire engine with so much fuel, I'm probably gonna go ahead and re-ring and bearing everything anyways. Like the whole ring bearing gasket kit for this thing on Rock Auto is like, it's like 120 bucks. So I'm already this far. In my personal opinion, it doesn't make any sense to come this far and then not do that. Why not take those extra steps to make sure this thing is golden when it goes back together? So I don't ever want to work on this thing again once I have it back together. So I'm gonna get these nuts off of here because I did stud this thing. It does have ARP head studs on it. So I'm sure those are probably gonna fight me pulling these heads off, but we'll see how it goes. Quick Google search. When you install your heads, you basically want to go from the center and then work yourself out. I was curious of if there is a removal pattern. Most people say no. They claim if you want to take extra precaution, hit the outside ones and then work your way in. So basically the reverse pattern you would install them in. This side's looking pretty good, guys. The only thing that I can see is on this guy right here, just a little bit of discoloring. I don't know if maybe that's our culprit of where the fuel injector was sticking open. But dude, the ridges, there's no ridges. You can still see the cross hatches, and it's kind of hard to do the camera and get you guys a view all at the same time. But dude, all the cross hatches and everything look good. I just see this one little spot that I'm willing to bet we can just dingle ball that. And I don't know if there was just fuel was getting by right there, or if that's even anything I should even be concerning myself with. But that's the only thing I see on this side. So far so good, guys. Being honest, I was kind of expecting to find a little kiss mark. This was the piston that had the bent push rod, so I kind of assumed I was going to see something on this piston right here, but I don't see anything. I don't see nothing. And everything looks pretty good. I think we're gonna get away with just a dingle ball and cleaning everything up real nice. On the business end of the heads, I don't see anything to be worried about either. I'm looking at the plugs. It looks like might have been a little rich, particularly this side. Would have been a smidgen on the rich side, which, I mean, we had an injector sticking open, so that would explain that. But man, I think we're gonna get lucky, guys. I'll probably send these off to the machine shop just to have them decked, and probably just bang these bad boys back on. All right, guys. Can knock my beer over. At this point in time, it is beer time, finally. And I'm gonna need to do some bagging and tagging, because the last time I had this truck torn apart, again, not that I'm not any sort of pro, but I was very, very novice when I tore into this truck, and everything literally went into a Triscuit box. And I had to figure out what every single nut and bolt for the truck was. The truck got moved while it was tore apart. But and you know, this time it's going to be a very like meticulous reassembly. But I again have made a giant mess of my garage. I've got my floor dry about to its maximum capacity there. So I'm gonna do some real quick bagging and tagging, do some organizing, and we'll be back. Because this mess. I'd also like to add that I managed to send one of my new sockets flying already. So my very first time using, and this is another reason that I buy cheap tools, is I am hard on them and I lose them. I've already lost a socket. It went flying, it flew off, and I heard it go rolling in this direction, and I've not been able to find it. So I'm already missing a brand new socket. But let's get organized. That's more good. That's much more good. That's more good. Garage is still trashed, but that's more good. Okay, I don't know how far I'm gonna want to tear into this today. If I can find, I do have a pulley puller. If I can find the pulley puller, might go ahead, get the timing cover off, roll her over, check out what the bottom end's looking like. But I'm not gonna full-blown tear this apart today. Reason being is I don't have like money. I'm just a poor white boy. But like I was saying just a little bit ago, I think I'm going to, and I'm not gonna drag you down. This isn't gonna turn into home improvement where all of a sudden I'm woodworking.
I don't think so, Tim.
But I'm gonna try to turn these pallets and such into money for the rings and bearings for this thing. So when I tear it full blown apart, I would like to be in some sort of predicament to quickly put it back together. But let's see if I can find my pulley puller. Aha! And the question is everything in here? Manufacturers, can we make oil drain pans that go under engine stands? I mean, I guess. Oh yeah. Keep making a mess. Oh yeah. That's more than a mess. More mess than I was expecting. Dang it. Dumbass. Well, let's just full send it. Just full send. The rest of the garage is still crashed. Just full send it. Jeez. Amateur hour over here. Grody. Uber milky. More milky. More milky. I wonder if maybe that timing chain cover wasn't quite sealing. Was maybe letting a little bit of coolant in here. Because I know that's not all from fuel. And last time I checked the fuel, or the oil, and it was heavy in fuel, I did change the oil. So this thing's only ran, I don't know, for maybe 5 minutes since the last time I changed the oil. Now granted, if it was doing this, I mean, you'd have had to probably change the oil a couple times for that to completely go away, but we were getting a little bit of coolant in there somewhere, some way, somehow. But that's probably about as far as I'm going to tear this engine down today. Just kind of seeing where we're at with it, trying to kick you guys out of video. Look, that timing chain's only got like 500 miles on it maybe. But besides the milkshake, I've not seen anything to worry about yet here. And that, friends, I think is where I'm going to wrap this up at. Because of the condition of the garage and not having the funds to full-blown rebuild this thing right now, at least in this episode, maybe the next episode, we'll blow this thing rest of the way apart, and check out all the bearings and whatnot. But I need to get myself probably a couple bags of floor dry, bag and tag the last couple items that I pulled off here, and that's about it, man. I just wanted to get you guys out an episode for this week, get some progress done. Kind of felt like I failed on the last one. I was hoping to have this engine out last episode, but you know, shit happens. But stay tuned, guys. You know, we're gonna blow this engine completely down to its bare block, dingle ball it, ring it, bearing it, throw it back together. Got to get this front end completely stripped down. Get its inner fenders out, get that box out, get all this cleaned up and painted. Same thing with the frame. Get this all wire wheeled, recoated, replace any, bushings, it's just anything and everything we come across while this whole front end is off, we're going to address. And then we're going to I highly doubt we're going to save this paint. This is probably all going to have to be. Yeah. So we'll get that all roughed up, get that firewall painted nice and neat, frame painted up nice and neat. So we got some bushings down here that need addressed. But we're just gonna keep chipping away at it, man, little piece by piece. Start getting stuff in, start trying to get some like hobby stuff going so I can get a little bit of side funds to make this thing happen. But thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, don't forget to share. Still a real small channel, but I'm getting there. If we were to blow up a little bit, that would allow me some extra funds to make more shit like this happen in a faster pace, instead of just slowly but surely the way things do. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm out of here, guys. Deuces.